street food has been sort of a trend for some time now. This is nothing new that we're introducing. You know, people went from, you know, the fine dining era kind of faded away, and people went towards more classic cuisine, and then it went from classic to this element of street food. In Latin America, when people travel to Latin America, one of the exciting parts between, you know, Lima, Peru, Mexico City is eating on the street. Now, what we've done is you know, American chefs and American restaurateurs, we sort of elevated the product that we serve and maybe elevated the space, but at the same time, the core value of you know, Latin street food is kept intact, and that's really what this is all about. This is taking street food from all over what we call Pan-Latin, you know, which is sort of this whole encompassing area of Central and South America, and put it into one location. If I were to go station by station, I would start with tortas and cocas, which is the first one as you walk in. You know, tortas, of course, are the famous sandwiches of Mexico, and we have, you know, I don't know, 3 to 4 different torta offerings. And then in the same time, because it's a station that has a, you know, an oven, a conveyor oven, we're also doing cocas, C-O-C-A-S, and these are, you know, the flatbread sort of pizzas of Spain. A lot of times when people say, well, Spain and Latin America, well, Spain has had such a strong influence on Latin America, and, you know, again, this is all part of this broad cultural spectrum of where Latin food comes from. And so that station will do both of those. And then the station next to it is a ceviche and sushi. And of course the first question is sushi. So in Peru there was, you know, during the 1950s there was a strong influence in the 40s of the Japanese culture in food of Peru. And the word for it is Nikkei, N-I-K-K-E-I. And it really sort of changed the landscape of ingredients and styles in Peru, and so therefore the sushi is kind of our Latinized version, or Nikkei version of sushi. And then of course ceviche is a staple of both Central and South America. Next to that is chaufa, which is again a Peruvian Chinese influence. Chaufa is actually a dish, which is basically comes from the wok, and so the Chinese had a very strong influence on Peru as well. And so with Peru you have Nikkei and you have, you know, chifa influence is what they call it, and so there was born chaufa, which is this, you know, stir fry. So that's one station that will do these, you know, sort of Peruvian, you know, Asian dishes from the wok. Next to that is saladero, which is basically an Argentinian grill. Very straightforward. Fire roasted meats, slow cooked meats, and then sides. So it's kind of like, I would almost equate it to a barbecue station, but different, but, you know, same in that it's grilled food, hot sides, you know what I mean, and then chimichurri and classic sauces of Argentina.